Welcome guys, stay Giga spam noted. First one, let's go to the jump pass. So you click this button right here on the character and then click this yellow one, the event pass. Then by clicking this, you can immediately jump, like boost your character's level to 1585. And that clears all the way to South Cruisin'. So you will have to do the quest lines from North Cruisin'. By the way, if you're trying to make a new class and you already have a full roster, so you have to delete it, then make sure to delete it in advance since you need 1 day before you delete your character. The express pass that we got might be slightly or completely different from what you guys will get, so just refer to this, that this is what we got in KR. Express Pass, you can apply to the level that's 1580 and above and lower than 1641. So it does not include 1641. It has to be somewhere like 1640.xx. Let me go to the reward. So if you reach 1585, then you will get some of those mats as you see. 1600, you get those. You can see that there's elixirs and some quality tabs and EXP. 1610, you get some of the mats as well and some transcendence related mats and EXP. And 1620, you get some more amount of mats and advanced honing related stuff. And lastly, as a completion, you get some tier 4 mats. And of course, with the tier 4 relic gear, so you can immediately reach 1640 from 1620 and some legendary engravings and some of the stuff. And this chest right here is called 1640 completion chest. You can open this right away if you're 1640. And if you open, do you see that thing down there? There's another chest called 1660 completion chest. And by opening that, you can get those more stuff. It contains a 4 level 7 tier 4 bound gem and some stuff. Not only that, of course, they give you the honing buff from Alcon gear 13 to 19. So 13 is 1585, 19 is 1620. And you can apply this from 1580, as I told you before, right? So from 1580 to 1585, you get this buff, and all the way to 1620. It discounts the honing materials, and it increases the success rate and the pity as well. By the way, if you see here, only this chest have red, blue, and leapstone tier 3. Other 3 before that doesn't have it. It only has shard and orejas. The one after this gives tier 4 mats. So because of the imbalance of honing materials that they give, the price of the red, blue, and leafstone surged for week 1 to 2 in Korea. You can change the express to another character one time. In Korea, what they did is that you apply the express on a 1640 rat and you only claim this last reward. Why? Because this last reward, do you see that pouch looking thing, the 4th one from the bottom? That is tier 4 level 6 gems. You get like 11 plus of them. As you see my Wild Soul. In order to cheap out the 1640 rat, they just claim those gems for free. And then you change the express to other character, they get applied of the honing buff from 1585 to 1620. This part right here, this is something new that's given from this express. Voten, Vicus, Kayangil, Ivory Tower. You beat them once, which is gonna be a solo mode, but it's not exactly like a solo mode. And then when you clear it, you get certain reward that I'm gonna explain later. By doing this, it does not deduct the weekly gold earning, so you can just freely do it without any concern. If you clear Voten, then all your skill tripod becomes level 4, and you get 5 engravings to have completed heroic engraving. So you get 20 of them on 5, so 100 each. If you clear Vicus, then you get 18 awakenings of Light Salvation and Lost Windcliff. This part I will get back to it later. If you clear Kayangil, then you can make 3 of the engraving to have completed legendary engraving. So 20 times 3, 60. If you clear Ivory Tower, then you can have 24 Awakening of Light Salvation and Lost Windcliff. Now, before I go deeply into this card, how it's given, I need to make an apology stream. I'm gonna bend over in the Eastern way. Alright, the reason why I apologized is that I've been telling you guys the way how this card work is they overwrite what you have. For example, if you have 12 and if you get 24, then it's 24. If you have more than 24 and you get 24, then you get nothing. That's what I've been telling on my stream. So I checked out the invent for this. It's not like they give you the awakening as it is. They give it as a card in the inventory. So what's going on is that, for example, if you clear Ivory Tower, it says it gives you 24 awakening, right? So it gives 11 card for all 7 kind of the Light Salvation. It gives you as a card. 24 awakening equals to 11 cards on each of the 7 kind, so 77 cards. I double checked it and that is what's actually going on. It doesn't overwrite, it's actually plus. As you guys might imagine, it is crazy because a lot of people in Korea with this event, the newbies, actually reached 30 Light Salvation and lost Windcliff very easily. A lot of people in this post actually says the director did a lot of good job. Look at this one, OM. What a god praise. This time, let me briefly go over to the permanent arc passive. So for people who are at 1660 and above, assuming that you have 70 combat level and also have 5 ancient gear, then you're sitting in the same spot. 120 evolution and enlightenment point depending on if you have the ancient accessory or not, and the lead point, so on and so forth. This permanent arc passive gives a huge change to the 1640. My WoW Soul is 1640. Her combat level is 70. And if you check her evolution point, it is 100. Even though she does not have any ancient gear. Because that this is 100, you can get the access to 1 level on the 4th line. Now the enlightenment point, ignore that you see as 80. You will be sitting at 77 if you have all the horizontal things like, field boss plus 5 kind of stuff, like, Unatesk reputation, everything. Your combat level is 70 as well. The reason why Korea is at 80 is because we got the access to the second Blood Claw map. So we got that 3 point, which allowed us to have 80 point, and therefore we can put 1 point on the main node exactly. Alright, by the way, Chinese server already have this permanent arc passive, and also they have the second Blood Claw, so their 1640 is also same as KR, which is sitting at 100, 80, and 40, which is crazy, because their end content is normal Thaymite, not even hard. So I hope Western server also prosper by getting this second Blood Claw as fast as possible, so people can enjoy their 4th node on their enlightenment point, even at 1640. Korea got this with the new continent called Rimeria, by the way. This one. And for the leap, you will get the access to the 40 leap when you're 1640, because you have to do that, Beatrice Trixian quest to unlock the leap, right? And the same goes to the T skill and the Hyper Awakening. Now the accessory part, I'm wearing tier 3. And it's still giving the same amount of the enlightenment point as you guys have. The difference of the tier 3 accessory and the tier 4 is tier 3 has lower number when it comes to the special options on the accessories. My necklace has outgoing damage plus 0.84%, and that figure is something that doesn't exist in the tier 4, right? You can do the content with tier 3 accessory. You don't need even relic tier 4, but eventually, since they give, more power, you want to transfer to tier 4 relic at least. Relic is cheap anyways, right? Now the engraving part. The previous engraving system all disappears in tier 3. You have to use the new engraving system. The reason is because they literally delete the on and off button right here, see? you are forced to be in the arc passive state. So therefore, your engraving will look like this as well. Because of this, 5x3 engraving support that you guys still have, that will disappear. So anyone who's been ratting, like, not even learning legendary engraving, guys, you are in danger right now. By the time this patch comes, it's in 6 days, right, from now. You have to quickly start learning at least the legendary engravings on the important ones. Because or else when this patch goes through, which actually happened in Korea, by the way, there were actually some people with heroic engraving books, and they all got gatekept from every content, like Echidna, Thaimai, Behemoth, like no shot. So yeah, like this patch literally like opens a lot of rats. Artist caught. And from this patch, you will not have class engraving anymore. They're all gone since the class engraving is replaced by the enlightenment. So what happens to all the class engravings? They change into these tokens. And with these tokens, you can exchange 1 time per roster of these materials. I already exchanged like all of this and the legendary engraving as well. So I can't exchange it anymore. It's 1 time per roster, not per character. And also you can exchange heroic engraving as well. Anyways, that's all for the Express. Hope you guys, found all the info that you wanted. Am I a good boy? Then subscribe and hit the like, stay Giga Chain, and come to Twitch. Spam07.